Hello and welcome back to yet another video. So in this particular video we are discussing some more questions on English literature, and these questions might help you in your preparation for UGC net examination, which are coming really soon. So without wasting any time, let us get started with the questions. Question number 1. Which of the following statements about stream of consciousness technique is the most accurate one? Option A. It prioritizes a linear and logical presentation of thought. Option B. It focuses on the unrestricted flow of characters' inner consciousness. Option C. It utilizes a third person omniscient narrator to present events. Or option D. It relies heavily on symbolism and allegory. So out of these four statements, which is more relevant, which is the more appropriate statement to explain stream of consciousness technique? So as we know, stream of consciousness is a modernist technique which was used by Virginia Woolf and James Joyce. So this is a very important part of your modernist literature. So which of the statement describes stream of consciousness more effectively in this particular question? So the right answer is, of course, option B. The stream of consciousness is a modernist literary technique that attempts to capture the unfiltered consciousness of character, which includes their thoughts, feelings, and sensory experiences. It often disregards chronological order and prioritizes the raw flow of thought. So, as it is explained, that stream of consciousness is a technique where we see the raw emotion of the character. So there is no filtration, there are no filters while explaining the emotions of the character. Okay, so let us move ahead with the second question. The concept of grotesque is most prominently associated with which literary movement? So this concept of grotesque is associated with which literary movement? Option A, Romanticism. Option B, Neoclassicism. Option C, Gothic literature. Or option D, Victorian literature. So please try to guess the answer, and in the next slide will get to know about the right answer and the explanation for the answer as well. And the right answer for this question is, of course, it's very simple. This is option C, Gothic literature, with its focus on macabre and monstrous and the unsettling, is heavily associated with the grotesque. The grotesque often distorts or exaggerates human forms and experiences, creating a sense of unease and disorientation. So the other options like option A, B, or D might utilize elements of fear and darkness, but grotesque is the specific feature of Gothic literature. So I hope you understand this particular question here. So the next one, in Virginia Woolf's novel To the Lighthouse, the character of Mrs. Ramsay is often seen as the embodiment of which concept? So which concept can be associated with the character of Mrs. Ramsay from To the Lighthouse? So option A, the unconscious mind. Option B, the male gaze. Option C, feminine subjectivity. Or option D, the industrial revolution. And the correct answer for this question is, of course, again a very straightforward question. So the right answer is option C. Mrs. Ramsay is a complex character who embodies feminine subjectivity. So she is defined by her relationship with others, particularly her husband and children, and her struggle to maintain a sense of self amid societal expectation. So, what is the meaning of this word, feminine subjectivity? So, by feminine subjectivity, we get an explanation of a character who is defined by other characters. For example, in this particular situation, Mrs. Ramsay is always defined with respect to her husband, with respect to her children, but she has no identity of her own in the novel. So this again is explained. This lack of an individual identity is explained with this with this term, feminine subjectivity. Yes, moving on to fourth question. The term Bildungsroman refers to a specific type of novel which focuses on what? So we have four options for that. Option A, development of a detective character. B, exploration of a dystopian society. Option C, coming of age story and moral education. Or option D, social satire and critique of the upper class. So what is the meaning of Bildungsroman here? Yes, let us see that in the next slide. So please try to guess your answers. Yes. Okay, so correct answer is of course option C. Bildungsroman is a novel that traces the intellectual, moral and societal development of a protagonist from youth to maturity. This type of novel often explores themes of education, self-discovery and finding one's place in the world. So, Bildungsroman is nothing but a story which shows the journey of a character, journey from being an immature or a very young character to being a very mature or a very experienced person. So, this coming of age kind of journey is explored through these kinds of novels. So for the next question, we have a very interesting question. In post-colonial literature, the concept of hybridity refers to. So the concept of hybridity can be explained by which of the following options? Option A, the blending of different cultural influences. Option B, the strict adherence to traditional norms, traditional forms. Option C, the rejection of European literary styles. Or option D, the use of exclusively native languages. So what is the correct explanation of hybridity in this particular question? So please mark your answers. And the correct answer is of course option A. Hybridity is a key concept in post-colonial literature. It acknowledges the complex cultural exchange that occurs when colonized peoples engage with colonizers' language and literary forms. This often results in a unique blend of styles and themes that reflects the colonized experience. So, as we see, this hybridity is a term that mixes two kinds of ideas, right? So that is why we see a hybrid beings where there are colonizers influences there and the own identity of the colonized people. We see a kind of blend of these two entities. So it is quite difficult for the colonized person to find their true identity in this hybridite world. So this is it. We had five questions for you, and I hope you have got some knowledge from this particular video. So if you want to continue, if you're continuing with your preparation for UGC net, you can check out some other videos on our channel as well. So we have discussed some more themes and some more novels of literature in about the videos, so you can check them out as well. So thank you so much for watching. Have a nice day.